All right, guys, a little bit late night here. I thought I would do this, and I hope you'll spread this video and share it on your page so that this information can get around a little bit. But in a recent post that I put up online regarding a memo that I had written in response to a question that I was given by my command staff on a traffic stop, the question was pretty much, why did you not arrest someone for it was a Class B misdemeanor for aggravated speeding? And my simple response was I exercised officer discretion. And the point of putting that memo up there was to show you that when it comes down to law enforcement, so many of you guys have a problem with the cops, the attitudes of the police officers. It's not them, it's the command staff. Really briefly, quotas, point systems, all that stuff is absolutely real. And I really urge everybody to start getting way more involved in their agencies, in their government. Go to your city hall meetings, go to your village hall meetings, talk to your mayor, ask them why certain policies are in place. To give you a little brief thing in my department, my last department was a little 13-man department. And when I went in there it was my third department, and I went in as a company man. I said, I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to do the job. I played the game huge. And it was very clear to me that there was a certain officer there who was later on in his career, he was in his 60s, that they were not fond of. They wanted to get rid of him because he just wasn't as proactive as the other officers. So they partnered me up with him. And for a year, we had the most brilliant system in the world. We worked midnights, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., what happened was I took all the calls, and my partner wound up doing the proactive work, the traffic stops, he got the suspended arrests, this and that. And then after 10 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the morning, I went hunting. I racked up more DUIs in my town as a single officer than they've had cumulatively among all their officers in all their years. I basically made a lot of money for that town. The chief was so irritated that what he thought was going to happen was that when he put me with his partner, I'd run circles around him and it would aggravate him and it would force him out. He'd get sick of it, he'd resign, something along the lines of that. It didn't work. We had a great system. The chief got so pissed at the fact that we were so perfectly paired together that he separated us. Not too long after that, my department came up with a point system. And what they wound up doing is it's an officer evaluation system. And this is something that's important for you guys in the towns you live in. There's no quotas per se, but I guess when you at the grand scheme of things, this is a quota. So you had to get an average of, I believe it was like 41, 42 points per night, okay? Follow me along with this, because this is just off of what I remember on the top of my head. They put the point system in place hoping that this one officer would not meet the expectation, and it was based off of myself and two other officers and our performance level. Well, I'll just tell you, the punchline of the whole joke is he's the only one who really met it. I didn't even come close. I didn't meet the point system. At I guess one of my last months there, they were telling me that either I met the point system or I'm gonna have to face remedial training. But anyways, so if you have to get 42 points per night, and during the end of 3 months they evaluate your system, and the points are based off of 2 points for a traffic stop, 2 points for a foot patrol, but you're only allowed to do 1 foot patrol per night, 2 points for a business check, but you're only allowed to do 1 business check per night, $10 for an open business door. I believe it was 3 points for a misdemeanor arrest, but 7 points for a felony. What wound up happening is one of our new officers, this is something that I talk about very publicly, one of our new officers arrested a woman who had a single, like an oxycodone pill on her. And that's a class 4 felony. I don't believe she had a criminal history. She went to bond court. And my argument with that arrest is you are now pressuring your officers to scrounge and really dig deep and investigate huge to get the unnecessary arrests. So long of the short of the story is, and I know I'm all over the place in this one a little bit, share this information. We do have point systems in some departments. I think maybe most departments now. And it's kind of justified that they want to make sure that their officers for an 8, 10, 12-hour shift is working for those 8, 10, 12 hours, not just sitting behind a car and just collecting a check. But my point is there's got to be a different way or a better way than to pressure officers into accumulating points to meet a system that's what their performance is based off of. Because remember, in the end, when the point system was put into place, I didn't even come close. I was being disciplined for it. And my partner, who they wanted out, he was pissing the chief off. The chief was coming out of his meetings going, how the hell is he scamming the system? So really briefly, that's exactly what I put down in the memo where I stopped somebody. I issued a warning for discretion. Then I was asked a couple days later, why did you not arrest this person? Your officers are pushed to do things. Tow fees. You guys aware of tow fees in your town? Meaning if your car gets towed for a DUI, you have to pay for the tow truck storage. maybe a village administrative fee too. Ours was $250. The tow fee, that was another $200 some odd dollars. Then the cost of the DUI, well, which I'm not justifying. You shouldn't be drinking and driving. But anytime your vehicle is towed in your town, ask yourself. You have to look at your policy. Are you being punished by having to pay an administrative fee? So along with the short stories, before you start blaming cops, start looking into your town's policy, your city's policies, and then start asking questions. Because last time I checked, you have voted and you elected those officials in office, and it's up to you to keep them in check. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.